Hello, welcome to Topical Tuesday, April 8th, 2018. Steve Sipress here, experiencing the end of another spectacularly beautiful day here in sunny Arizona. We're having a heat wave this week. Temps are over 100 every day. But I guess that's just the way we like it down here in the desert. Calls for a dip in the pool a couple of times during the day. Since I have crafted a lifestyle of working from home, since I get to work from where I want, when I want, with whom I want, I choose to work from home and take a couple of dips in the pool throughout a hot day and then come back and help some more people make a lot of money. Rhino of the day is this holy rhino, Batman. It is a napkin holder wooden rhino. You see, for fancy schmancy types, I didn't know what it was when I first saw it, so I'll explain it for those that are not a fancy schmancy type like me. Apparently, you have some fancy dinner, you roll up the napkin, and you put it into this napkin holder, and it kind of holds it in place at the table, and then you sit down, you take out the napkin, you put it on your lap, and you eat your fancy whatever your dinner is. So very cool, a hand-carved rhino serving as a napkin holder, or maybe it's just, I don't know, holder of any type of round thing, or maybe it's just something you can kind of view the world through the rhino, whatever you want to do with it. So today's topic is, I just found out, who knew, that last week, see, I missed the whole thing, was what the government had deemed National Small Business Week. Jeremy Danley is here, marketer extraordinaire. So I never heard of this thing. I went on just now to record today's video, and I said, since I tend to want to remain positive and focused on helping people make money and growing their businesses, so of course, by definition, therefore, I do not stay tuned to what other people term the news. The news to me is X number of new business started today, X number of new millionaire entrepreneurs reached the mark today, X number of new great things are happening for small business owners. Yeah, that's all news that I like to talk about and live in that world. But of course, the what passes for the news and topics that are worthy of conversation in today's world of more, all the news outlets are much more entertainment outlets than anything, of course. And so they're all about anything that is outrageous and negative and spectacularly miserable and all that kind of stuff. So I pay no attention to that, but I did do a quick search on the computer for what was the latest news, and I typed in small business news to see what's going on, what I would talk about here today. And lo and behold, it came up, and Small Business Week popped up in the search results, but it said it ended on Saturday, May 5th. So I just missed it. So apparently last week was Small Business Week. Now, why did I miss it? Because I can't stand stuff like this. There's like a Small Business Day. I think it's every spring. Now it was Small Business Week. Like, what total BS? First of all, it's something that is created by the government. So by very definition, it's the U.S. government, which is incredibly bloated and shows no signs not only of not shrinking, but not even slowing down its spectacular bloated growth. I mean, at least half the country really thinks big government is good, and government exists to like give free stuff to people and should be socialist and communist and help everybody, and everybody should be equal, and all this kind of BS, which is totally antithetical to the entire concept of the United States of America. It's anti-freedom, anti-personal responsibility, anti-opportunity. It's all about government control and government taking care of people and whatever. So anyone that thinks that just because there's something called the Small Business Administration, hey, thanks for the likes, whoever that is. Anyone that thinks that, you know, the government sets up this Small Business Administration, but make no mistake, the United States federal government is not a friend of small business, never has been, well, not since it's bloated and humongous. Maybe it was 150 years ago, or even a little over 100 years ago, when almost everybody was a business owner, was self-employed, was doing their own thing. I mean, you went into a town and there was the cobbler and the blacksmith and the doctor, and there's the farmers, and everybody was doing something, running their own thing, the innkeeper, the saloon keeper, the general store owner, whatever it was. Everyone was doing a business. And then came the Industrial Revolution, really went big time with all the factories. And suddenly this whole idea of getting a job came in. And now with the bloated federal government having gone through the the disastrous terms of progressive type presidents like Franklin Roosevelt and others who think that government's job is to solve all problems for all people somehow. It's just been terrible for freedom and for opportunity and for personal responsibility and all that kind of great stuff that makes America great. So you have this irony that the government somehow cares about small business when everything you see it does not. Even this tax cut thing, as Nancy Pelosi, I've seen the clips of her saying that the big corporations got all the big benefits and the rest of the people got the crumbs. First of all, nobody who got the crumbs gives a rip about how much anyone else got, not if they're thinking straight. If you're a communist, socialist loser like Nancy Pelosi and Bernie Sanders and Obama and all those losers, then you really think that people care or walk around in a jealous rage all the time, giving a crap about what other people get. I don't give a crap what other people get. Okay, there's billionaires that are around, there's multi-millionaires that are around, there's all kinds of people getting all kinds of great stuff. Good for them. I am tremendously happy and congratulate them on all their success. There's plenty for everybody. And if you do what it takes to get it, you can get yours as well. I do not. I don't choose to operate in that big scale and hobnob and run in the circles of the billionaires. I'm not going to be a billionaire. I choose not to. And so, but I don't begrudge them. They're billions. And I don't give a crap if any tax cut helps the billionaires and the multi-millionaires. Well, who cares? I care if it helps me. And of course, it helps workers that see a $50 a week raise in their paycheck. That's good for the workers. They don't look at it as crumbs. You communist, socialist, loser, Nancy Pelosi and Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, Barack Obama, you can go on and on, all the losers. Herm Cartagena is here. Great seeing you, Herm Ace. And pretty ironic that there's this small business administration from the big federal government that by definition is very friendly towards big corporations and hates small business. So I don't really give a crap that they had a week and celebrated and gave some awards to small business owners or whatever. I couldn't waste any time even knowing that was going on because I'm just too busy helping actual small business owners actually grow their businesses. So we're not all about the awards or the accolades from the government or any of that kind of crap. If you're like me, you're all about the results. And so tomorrow's another day, and small business owners, entrepreneurs, if you're like me, you're going to get up and you're going to get to work providing as much value as you can to however many people that you can so that you'll get value in return, and we'll do that every single day. Whether the government recognizes it, whether there's why out of 52 weeks in a year is only one small business week? What are the other 51? The other 51 are big business week, big corporation week, big government week? Probably. Actually, all 52 are big government, big corporation week, and there's never a week where small business owners suddenly are more celebrated and get more benefits than the big corporations and the federal government. Don't be ridiculous. Justin is here. Good seeing you. But that's it for Topical Tuesday. Supposedly there was such a thing as Small Business Week. Didn't affect me. I don't think it affected anybody I knew or I know. I mean, I guess it's nice to be recognized, but it's also a little condescending and pejorative to think that you need to, the government, the big government, needs to designate 1 week out of the 52 every year that suddenly they give a rip about small business owners. If you're waking up and going through your life every day and thinking, boy, the government's going to help me, or I'm waiting until they change the taxes to favor small businesses, or until they do such and so, or anything, until the government or anyone else does anything for you, I believe that's a huge mistake. There's a big reason that we're entrepreneurs and business owners and self-employed is because we value personal responsibility and self-determination. And we don't give a rip about anybody else thinking they're going to help us with their policies or their taxes or their programs or their anything at all. We'll take care of it. We'll get it done ourselves because we always have and we always will. And that's the beauty of being a small business owner and an entrepreneur. And so I wouldn't have it anyway. I don't expect in my entire lifetime, however long that is, that the big federal government will ever do anything to help me. I don't care if they do. I won't notice if they do. I'm going to keep doing what I do and helping as many people as I can in the way that I can help them, and I will receive value from them in return. And that's the way I go through my life. So let others get the awards and the accolades and think that the big government cares about them. I think as entrepreneurs, pretty much all the ones I know better than that. And so we don't fall for the charade that the big government held ooh, we love small business owners, but only for 1 week. Like, who cares? We know you don't give a rip about us the other 51 weeks. We know you don't even care about us that week. And you think that some 1 week is going to make us feel good? That the big government craps on us for 51 weeks a year, but we're supposed to think that 1 week they don't just because they call it Small Business Owner Week? Don't be ridiculous. No wonder I didn't even know it was existing. I was too busy actually being a small business owner to give a rip about your nonsense, big government Small Business Owner Week. And that's it for the rant for Topical Tuesday. Karen is here, sad but so true, isn't it? Although, is it really sad, Karen? Like, we're fine. And thanks for being here. I mean, like, we don't need the big government. In fact, I feel kind of sorry. I think it's kind of sad that big corporations and 9 to 5 and minimum wage workers need the government. I mean, they do. They're always looking for the government to mandate a higher minimum wage or, give them a better pension, give. They're always looking for the government to help them. Like, I think we have it much better. So I feel sad for everyone that's not a small business owner. You want to give yourself a raise, go get another client. I talked about this, I have a weekly call with my clients, and we talked about this on today's call. Like, I term everything in terms of clients. So we were talking with a client about doing this today. He's got a cost of such and such. He was like, yeah, that's one t-shirt sale. Boom. That's the way we look at things. Like, what do I got to do to pay for that? I got to give one more bit of value to one more person. I got to give 6 more pieces of value to 6 people. I got to find 1 more client. I got to find 2 more customers. I got to do this. I got to do that. That means we're self-determining, right? I think that's not sad. I think that's the opposite. It's fantastic. But I know what you're saying, and I agree. It is sad, pathetic that the government of the United States craps so much on the key people that actually make the entire country run, because without small business owners, you'd be stuck with only the government and only big corporations, and good luck to how that would look as far as the job market and the economy would completely tank and crash into misery. But I think that they don't give a rip about us because they know that we don't need them to give a rip about us. We're going to be fine no matter what. So if you're watching this, hopefully you're one of us, because if you're not, if you're one of the 87% of people that are not a self-employed small business owner, entrepreneur in the United States, at least, those are the numbers. If you're one of those 87%ers, you probably hate this video, and you probably, I don't know why. Maybe you're jealous. Maybe you're just whatever it is. You don't have the guts to run your own business and determine your own lifestyle and your own life. Like, that's fine. It's not for everybody. But for the 13% of us that do make the world go round and make the country run, we don't really give a rip whether the big bad government, big good government, whatever they want to call it, throws us a bone once a year, 1 week, and says, oh, that's small business owner. We don't really care. We're too busy living our lives and doing what we do. And Jeremy says, what is really sad is this type of stuff isn't taught enough in government-ran public schools. Well, of course. Well, you said it yourself. Why would it be? Those are government-run public schools. Everyone knows, not everyone, the 13%, the business owners of the country, we all know that the point of public schools is certainly not to equip people to be anything but compliant. It's all about the continuation of compliance. Get good grades, get a good job. That's it. It's not, oh, be a rebel, drop out of school and do something much more valuable than getting a job, go start a business. Not going to tell you that in government-run schools. They're run for the government. They perpetuate the big government and the big corporations. That's what public schools are all about. Besides just being pretty much glorified babysitting and not even doing a very good job of that, because kids come out of school and all the time you see that, the U.S. is slipping in all the rankings of the smartest countries or the most educated, or, how many kids come out of graduate high school and look at a map and can't even tell you where the capital city is of anything or where anything's located. Like, however, they're going to go get a job and contribute to big corporations and big government, while we are not. And on that, oh, I see another comment. Jeremy says, good thing there are teachers like Steve out there. Okay, I appreciate that a lot. My mom was a public school teacher for her whole career, so I had an inside track to seeing the ugliness pretty much up close of what public schools are and what they're really all about. Plus, I went to way too much of actual schools. I couldn't just go to high school, no. I had to be ridiculous and go to 4 years of college, and they had to be ultra ridiculous and go to 3 years of law school. So if anyone's been to way too much schooling, and I had a mom who was a school teacher, I think I have a little insight into the school government complex going on in the U.S. Again, we're entrepreneurs. We don't give a rip about it. Stay focused on what you got to do and get it done. And don't worry about anybody else. Don't even think anyone else is ever going to help you, give you accolades or awards or have a week in your honor or any of that BS. We don't need it. We don't want it. We don't give a rip about it. That's my 2 cents. And since this is my video, that's the 2 cents that matter. So thanks for being here on Topical Tuesday, everyone. I'm losing the light, and you're probably losing your mind hearing me continue to rant. So I'll be back tomorrow on Wisdom Wednesday, which I thought today was, and I actually started recording the Wisdom Wednesday video with the topic I'll talk about tomorrow until I said the date like I always do at the start. And I was like, hey, it's Wisdom Wednesday, April, wait, no, it's Tuesday. And then I had to go, like I said, go onto the computer and look up something that's going on in the news. Found out it was something that happened last week, and I totally missed it, and I'm glad I did. And I hope I'll miss it again next year. I'm sure I will, because I'll be too busy doing what we ought to be doing, which is focusing on helping my clients and my prospects and just people viewing my videos, helping them to build better businesses, help more people, and have a better lifestyle. That's what I'm focused on. Hopefully, you are doing the same. That's it for Topical Tuesday. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Chat Powers, just by you. Thanks for everyone watching on the replay, and I'll be back tomorrow with Wisdom Wednesday. Jim is here, just caught the end. Maybe you'll watch the replay. Catch you tomorrow, folks. Over and out as the sun sets in the west. Another beautiful sunset over the mountains here in Arizona. Catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.